So, in the last year, I decided that I want to create more paintings this year. It took a long time since my painting style started to clarify, and even now I'm just scratching the surface of this area. Previously, I painted some art pieces in medieval art style, and I just love it. As the Middle Ages are a frequent element in my life, I was interested to make several similar paintings with this style. I had a few ideas on what I should paint this time because the medieval art style is so unique. I wanted to paint something that allows me to practice this style more deeply and just pick up the feeling that lies in the details. Sometimes we have so many ideas and inspiration in life, no matter in what we are passionate about. Often we are afraid to try out new things because we think someone else knows better than we do. But if we are trying though, we realize that we need many patience and practice to reach our goals. When I look at a medieval fresco or even an old utility, I see in it a lot of patience and the time that its creator has spent to learning to make it. Every new thing is inspired by something else, and everyone learns from someone or something so that they can then create a new thing through their own imagination, and then someone can be inspired by it too, to learn something from it. And that's okay, it's been like this for centuries. It was hard for me to recognize too, but I realized that out of the many heritage our ancestors left us, we have the opportunity to learn and grow in our knowledge. We can learn from the greatest masters of the past and create something new and unique by adding our own ideas. So in this video, inspired by one of the most beautiful heritage of the medieval Transylvania, I will try to paint one of the famous characters of myths and legends, who was painted by a mysterious artist with amazing art skill, unique use of natural colors and symbolic representations somewhere in the 15th century. Maybe you already figured out who it will be. In one of my earlier videos, I already painted Michael Archangel on a medieval pavese shield. Now I will paint him again. I will try to learn the style of the brushstrokes and the tons of colors used by the master in the past. first started the painting by drawing the archangel, which was perhaps the hardest part for me. I spent a lot of time learning how to draw lifelike, regular human figures and shapes, but these rules don't work at all, and even spoil the whole picture if we try to apply them. Sometimes it takes more trying to certain things to end up being the way we imagined. I also drew Michael several times in different sizes. This gave me a better insight into the drawing style they use at the time and a better look at the fresco. I used to put the drawing on the canvas using charcoal. Perhaps this technique was also used in the Middle Ages when several identical patterns had to be drawn on a large wall. Earlier, when I painted the artwork of this painter on canvas as a reconstruction painting, there was something new feeling about the end result. When we look at a hundreds of years old fresco, the appearance of it's not usually new and freshly painted. So that painting didn't evoke the same old feeling, but this painting, I wanted to be able to convey that medieval feel like when we admire the original hundreds of years old work. So I tried to apply some textures. As I mentioned earlier, there are several things tied to the Middle Ages in my life. Where I live in Transylvania, many castles and churches built in the Middle Ages makes the already beautiful landscape more wonderful. Among the forests, a medieval fortress emerged, built so long ago, perhaps not even remembered by the surrounding old trees. The bell of the evening, which sends the weary men out to dinner, sounds from hundreds of years old castle churches, filled with the brushstrokes of forgotten painters. A few years ago, I became a member of a medieval reenactment team in my hometown. That's when I gained more insight into the beauty of the medieval world. But I didn't become a history specialist, and I don't want to. I just love traditions, and I like to create and paint old stories. I also try to express my creativity in the reenactment too, so I make what I can with my own hands, because I feel like when I make it myself, Somehow I give soul to my work. That is where I got the idea to paint in a medieval fresco style. I like that every detail of these artworks tells some story. It tells the story of the painter and the story of the painted character. The frescoes are like a window to the past, telling hundreds or thousands of years old stories for every era that follows. They are timeless creations. But sometimes we need break to get new inspiration, so we are going to relive a simple and cozy day from the past. In this fresco, the angel fights a dangerous dragon and defeats him with his spear. He holds a scale over the stabbed evil creature to measure the heaviness of his soul. The praying and seductive, beautiful girl figures may symbolize the soul of the evil dragon. On the other side of the scale, several underworld beings try to pull the scale down with a millstone, but the evil soul still proves more difficult. How this all happened? Who is the evil dragon and why Michael fought with it? One day, a mighty evil dragon appeared in the sky, destined to destroy everything. It destroyed the sky and destroyed the stars. Then the archangel Michael called together the army of the angel, and then fought together in the war against evil. The power of evil was great, but it couldn't triumph over Michael's and his warrior angels. Therefore, Michael banished the evil out of heaven, and thus the exile fell to the earth with great wrath. When I was a kid, I really enjoyed listening to the stories my grandfather told me in the evenings. One of my favorite was when we were watching the stars from the little village and my grandfather showed me the constellations. Since then, when I look at the sky at the night, I admire the stars and the symbols they hold. Ever since I got to know this fresco and its meaning, I have been looking at the Big Dipper and the Milky Way with even more admiration. This is because according to local mythology, Archangel Michael delivers dead souls to the afterlife. He carries them in his chariot to measure and judge over souls. Michael's chariot is called Big Dipper or Göncölszekér in Hungarian, which means big chariot, and the path the angel takes is the Milky Way. So now the painting of Michael Archangel is ready. This is the first part of a series of painting I have named The Light's Hope. I really enjoyed this project and it was so good to immerse myself in my painting bubble again. Practice medieval brushstrokes and learn interesting things from the perspective of the old world. I really hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please let me know. This video was the first part of this series, so if you are interested about the second part, you will see it in one of my following videos. Thank you so much for watching. Goodbye!